Hi guys, I'm Jeff
This is Sean.
from Control Alt Delete.
We're going to be reviewing the S23 Ultra and the Note 20 Ultra. The S23 Ultra is here on your right, and the Note Ultra is going to be here on your left. So one of the main things you'll notice is that the design is roughly the same. When I say the same, just as far as the structure of the actual casing looks simple. Going to the back, you'll notice there's a glass on the Note Ultra, different kind of housing for the cameras. But on the S23, you have more of a solid, hard material for the back. So that's going to allow for a lot easier, replacement. If you got to crack your front glass, and Shurion has to come out and replace the front glass, a lot of times they have to pop off the back, and that can crack the glass. That kind of eliminates a lot of that headache right there. So screen size on the S23 Ultra is going to be 6.8. Note Ultra or Note 20 Ultra is 6.9. So not much difference in size there. Your storage capacity on the S23, the storage, you got 256 starting out, 512 or 1 gigabyte is your options. The Note 20 Ultra, the one we have right here, is a 128 gigabyte. It does have an SD card option, so that's going to not be available for you in the S23. So you can get the 256 like I did, and just utilize the cloud to store your photos, Google Photos. If you got music, like I use Apple Music because I'm coming from my phone, it doesn't take up a lot of memory to actually store those music files in the actual phone. So don't be scared to get the 256, but do be aware that there is no SD card option. Your battery life is a 5,000 milliamp on the S23 on the right, and a 45 milliamp on the left on that Note 20 Ultra. So the biggest thing that's going to allow the battery to be much more successful in this S23, which there's been great reviews on, is the Snapdragon chip that's specifically designed for Samsung. So that chip right there is going to allow this phone to last a lot longer. All right, so they both have Android 13, and they are both rocking 5.1 Samsung's UI. Processor speed on the S23 Ultra, 3.3 gigahertz. Note 20 Ultra, 2.7 gigahertz. RAM, 8 gigabytes of RAM on the S23 Ultra, 6 gigabytes of RAM on the Note 20 Ultra. All right, on to the big part that's biggestly noticeable, and one of the reasons why I went to the actual S23 Ultra was the camera has a 200 megapixel rear camera with 100 times zoom. On the left, the Note 20 Ultra has a 12 megapixel, 50 times zoom. So last night I had somebody standing about 100 feet away in a well-lit area, and I was able to get every hair follicle on their face. So I will see if we can show you a couple of those pictures in another video, but don't be afraid to go out at night and take a picture of the moon and zoom all the way in, and you will be able to see a nice picture of the moon really close up. So try that out. Right now we're going to do a comparison of how the photos are taken from each of these phones. So one of the biggest things is that the S23 Ultra is going to be able to bring in a lot more light. And with bringing in that more light, it's going to allow for, just better visualization of that picture and give you more quality. A lot of processing power involved in that, and there's also your megapixels are also larger as well. So more to come.
All right, guys, so we're back. We're going to go through a couple apps, kind of show you the difference in your processor speed and how things load. There's not a huge comparable difference when you're looking at this. It's side-by-side comparison. But note, the processor on the S23 Ultra is a whole lot faster in the comparison. So first we're going to go and we're going to launch YouTube.
1, 2, 3. Aha! Win. I hadn't accepted it yet, so hard to test.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that again. All right, let's close it down. Start fresh. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Much faster. Love it. Ooh, from fresh startup. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. All right, let's try another one.
As you can see here, not a huge difference as far as the smoothness and loading, but there is some noticeable differences.
Let's go with maps. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, damn, not bad. Okay, guess it just depends on the application. So that's a good comparison there. Let's see. Pick another one.
Google Drive.
Google Drive. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, it definitely loaded Google Drive way better.
Now, Samsung was already a great phone to begin with, but those little wait times for 5 seconds can be meaningful, especially when you're talking about YouTube. So definitely. Now, the refresh rate, is it 120 on the Note Ultra 2, or is it?
It is.
It is 120. Okay, so the refresh rate is still 120 on the S23 Plus. So nice smooth scroll. What about resolution? Does it still have the resolution? Well, it looks like
you have the option to run
but if you
3088.
If you run it on the Note 20 Ultra, it's gonna really significantly decrease your battery life. But on the reviews that I've seen on this one, if you run this one at the full, highest resolution you can, it does not significantly, mess up your battery life. So I have left this on the whole time. Like I said, I spent about an hour and a half. I'm not joking when I say I went from 100 to 95%. Maybe it's because, I wasn't doing anything super heavy as far as, Roblox gaming like my kids do, and they tend to wear down their battery life. But long story short, is that you can run that high resolution and the 120.
Another thing to remember as well is that here you have a easier, more swift way to take your screen brightness up on the S23 Ultra. Alright guys, we're going to do an S Pen comparison to show you the smoothness of this S Pen across both devices. Keep in mind that your Note 20 Ultra is on the left, your S23 Ultra is on the right.
Oh, that looks cool.
The one thing that I can say definitely for sure about this is that the S23 Ultra's S Pen and how it writes is much smoother than the Note 20 Ultra. It also has deeper, bolder, and brighter line, so it writes at a more vivid quality.
Your signature.
Alright guys, we're back. We're also going to go ahead and show you the difference between your network connections. Probably not a huge difference between these two phones. We're going to go ahead and launch them. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, the good thing.
So guys, this is our review of the side-by-side comparison of the Note 20 Ultra and the S23 Ultra. Samsung has done a great job preparing both of these devices. They were both great devices. S23 Ultra, being it's new and it has more processor power, better camera, and a higher RAM for your random access memory, it gives you the ability to really get up with the 21st century. So is it worth it? In my opinion, guys, yes, it is worth it. Do the upgrade. Is the Note 20 still a very great phone? Yes, it is. For you guys that want to keep that phone, yes, keep that phone. The one thing I will say that I will miss about my Note 20 Ultra would be the SD card expansion for storage. Samsung really should have thought of more about that coming in with the S23 Ultra. They should have really hit us up with SD card storage on it. Samsung, if you're listening, next phone, SD card storage. We don't want to be like Apple. So that is our review, side-by-side comparison. Thanks for watching.